The Divine Union by Kelle Sparta. He had loved her forever. He sat on the hilltop watching the clouds build and the sky darken over the valley. Around him the winds grew from dancing sprites to forceful gusts, buffeting him, threatening him with the power yet to come. And still he sat, waiting. The clouds approached and the sky above him grew dark and foreboding. The rain began to fall, softly at first, but growing in intensity until his skin began to ache with the pelting of it. The winds beat at him, tearing the warmth from his body. He threw his arms open and laid back into the grass, allowing the rain to feel all of him, to beat into him with the intensity of a waterfall on rock. The winds no longer buffeted him from his prone position. He opened to the storm and she washed him clean of the world, the pain of the drops turning into ecstatic thuds against his body, loosening the sore muscles that he had held tight for too long, relaxing the tension of his thoughts and awakening him to himself. And as the storm ebbed, the drops softened to sweet caresses, and the winds turned into soft susurrations, warm, laughing whispers. A last caress on his cheek, and she was gone, back into her gentle stillness once more. He stood and made his way back into the world. She had loved him forever. With his quiet bearing and his strength, he wooed her, patiently waiting for her to gather herself together and come to him. He stayed with her as her intensity grew. She warned at his senses, putting him on notice about what she was about to bring, testing his resolve and whether he was willing to be with all of her. And still, he stayed, silently inviting her in. She came, softly at first, but growing in intensity, slowly letting go of the limits she had placed on herself to protect him, until finally she released herself fully into him, raging wildly with the force of 1,000 storms left unfulfilled, pouring her passion into his body with abandon, beating against him with the rhythm of the drums used to call her for generations. She unleashed the fury of her love into his being and broke open the carefully crafted, tightly woven box he had built around him to protect him from the world. Her heart exploded into fullness as he opened to her, surrendering to her in her beauty and her power, and their love cracked across the sky in great swaths of lightning and thunder, announcing to all their divine union. And when they both were spent, and her passion flowed into warm affection, she softened once more, leaving behind a smile, a caress, and the promise of more to come. She relaxed back into herself and watched with love as he arose refreshed and went back into the world.